Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Larone with Jay Larone Presents, and this is where we talk about the facts, foolishness, and black female effery. Sorry about earlier. I think my mic was on mute, but those things happen when you struggle streaming. We're gonna talk about this video, man, that I came across where Tommy Sotomayor was on the "This Might Be Risky" podcast. He came on, and what they were doing, they were talking about why men are not approaching women, right? So Tommy, you know how Tommy is. But Tommy speaks facts, he speaks logic. A lot of y'all might not agree with how he presents it, but you can't deny, you can't say he's not lying, right? Okay, so Tommy was giving his take on why why black men are not approaching black women, and he was just giving his opinion on it, or how he perceives it, right? So, but you can tell a lot of the women on this panel felt some type of way. You can tell by the resting B faces, you know what I'm saying, and how even if they don't agree with Tommy, it's just there was a little bit of disrespect on this panel from a few of these women. You know what I mean? How they were saying that Tommy was assuming certain things and was saying certain things, or like I said, they was basically saying that he was like assuming certain things about them and making accusations. But a couple of the women turned around and did the same thing to Tommy, assumed things and made accusations. There was a little bit of sign language in there from the women. Of course, whenever I swear to God, whenever I do watch these panel shows, a lot of the women do the same thing that they accuse the men of doing. You just can't make this shit up, man. It's a trip. But just listen to this, man. Just listen to it. Y'all get out your feelings, because I've noticed a lot of guys don't like Tommy either, right? For some reason, I don't know. But like I said, I listen to Tommy whenever I can, and Tommy makes a lot of sense. Like I said, a lot of people might not agree with his approach or his delivery, but hey, it is what it is. Some of you guys just need to get out y'all damn feelings. Back in my day, this is how men talk, right? And I think a lot of guys and a lot of females have not been around men who say what's on their mind, right? Everybody want to be sugarcoated. Everybody want to, be try to say things to where they don't hurt other people's feelings, right? Everybody want to be PC, politically correct, and all that bullshit, right? But what I found out is that when you sugarcoat things, it tends to make people I think it makes people more weak, more sensitive, more in their feelings, because now they expect everybody to sugarcoat things, right? They don't want to be talked to a certain kind of way because they feel a certain type of way. And when they feel a certain type of way, they don't want to listen, right? I feel like if you are direct and just say what's on your mind, then people will receive it. But in today's society, everybody's soft. Everybody is so soft to where you can't say what you really want to say. You know what I mean? Even on YouTube, I mean, certain things you can't say certain things on YouTube because they'll flag your channel. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. You can't. It's like they're constantly trying to make people more softer. You know what I mean? More. You gotta use these type of words, and you gotta say it in this type of manner to where you don't offend nobody's feelings. I mean, man, bump all that. If it don't apply to you, then don't worry about it, right? That's the way I feel about it. That's how I was raised. If it don't apply, then let it fly, pretty much, right? But anyway, that's just how I feel about it. let's go ahead and get into this video, man, and let's hear what Tommy had to say. Also, shout out to Tommy, and also the Angry Man was on here as well. So, and these brothers dropped some knowledge. The women didn't want to hear it, but let's go ahead and get into it. Fair use, fair use. And again, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and share.
Oh, he's doing that to you, sis.
Hey,
then, how the fuck Tommy getting credit already? Hey, man.
That is another factor, though. Nowadays, dudes have the misfortune of having their L's put on social media. So, like, if a dude approach a chick and somebody recording it, they can repost it on TikTok and laugh at it forever.
That's lame behavior, though. That is so lame.
Real quick, y'all. I just want to say, because Angry Man know this. I always like to make sure I give flowers. Whether you love, hate, you gotta respect the work and pain people put in. So for those who don't know, Tommy Sotomayor, along with Angry Man, built this space. Real shit.
Tommy.
And so we benefit from it. I think we learn from it. Sometimes we learn bullshit. They also created the incels, but shout out to them.
Now, see, I'm glad Tommy here. Tommy created the incels.
Oh, Tommy definitely to blame for sure. Tommy, we ain't gonna tell nobody else though. We ain't gonna tell nobody else.
Hey, Tommy, your pressure fit.
I'm telling y'all, y'all gotta let me in. Y'all gotta let me in on this subject. Y'all got to, because I'm.
All right, Tommy, let me just make sure I do your count, Tommy. That's all. Tommy got another credit.
And I just want to point out right off the bat, you know, there's a few. I mean, if y'all pay attention to the body language of the women, just pay attention to the body language and the way some of these women are looking. You know, the rest in B faces, of course, but you can tell a lot of them ain't even. Tommy hadn't even started cooking yet. And already you got some women on here like, you know, they looking like, I really don't want to be on this panel with this dude. But okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I just noticed that, but just like I said, just pay attention.
And then got a credit from Lauren. So Tommy got $50 worth of credit because he showed up and breathed in the mic. You heard?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
What do these credits mean? What do these credits mean?
So basically, you could time somebody out. Minutes equal dollars. So right now, in order to time you out, it would take at least $51.
Oh, the people trying to protect me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because they know I'm about to say some fuck shit. They know what.
Wow.
Yeah. What up, though, Tommy? What you got? So I don't know if you've been hearing or listening, but what you think?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank my man Trigger Mike. He always put me in on the good shit, and he
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Yeah.
He keep me up on what's going on because I don't really know what's going on in the world, and I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, I'm cocky and I'm an asshole, but I'm not light skinned and I'm not handsome.
Wow.
And so I can tell y'all that it works differently. Some things that you do, just like awkward. There's a woman, and I don't know if y'all know who she is. I didn't know McClure. She's got these twins by this white man. Y'all ever heard of her?
She's an African woman. Yep. The McClure twins. Yep.
Yeah, she came over to my Instagram arguing. I didn't know who she was. And then they were like, dude, that's the girl that does sometimes. I was like, I don't know this chick. And then I saw a kid had like 2.3, her twins had 2.3 million followers, whatever. But she was arguing with me. And I was just thinking to myself, I said, I noticed, because I was talking about what I noticed that black women do, all this stuff that they're talking about of what kind of man, need a confident man to approach us. Isn't it funny that they had a video out there where a black woman was telling black women how to get a white man? And you remember one of the things, I don't know if you saw that video, but one of the things she said was you could approach awkward ass Brad by giving him a wink, a smile, and going and talk to him and tell him she didn't mind. I want y'all brothers to know that it's okay for a white boy to be a nerd. It's okay for a white boy to be a lame. It's okay for a white boy not have swag and not have confidence. They'll talk to him, but they'll tell you need to have confidence. You know what they mean? They mean fucking World War II confidence. They mean motherfucking Vietnam POW war. You got to go through a bunch of shit to get to a black chick. She might call you a motherfucking lame to your face right on video. She might put a video.
But where is he lying? He's not lying at all. That does happen. We see it all the time. And look at the expressions and look how the women are looking while he's saying all this, right? Check it out.
up and talk shit to you and put it on Instagram about how you took her to the wrong restaurant. She might embarrass you in front of your friends. You gotta have armor around yourself, and I'm talking about the armor of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You gotta be ready, but when you a white boy, it's welcome. Come on in. Oh, let's say you an athlete. Let's just say you are an athlete and they know you play in the NFL. You could walk in looking like Gollum, but you got on a chain and you gonna have an easier time trying to holler than a regular cat. It's just the way it goes. True. I can tell you this, I'm not a handsome man and I talk a lot of shit about black hoes. I do. But when they walk up to the front of my house and they say, God dog, look at that house. I fuck the motherfucking Uber drivers. I fuck the motherfucking Instacart bitches. I ain't lying. Let them fuck me. Why? Because of the house. They drive up and see all them cars in the driveway. They ain't you that nigga talk shit about these hoes. I sure am. It's just a difference. So when they talking about they don't get approached, the difference is today, let's just be honest, fellas. The reason why it's a lot of men out here not having sex because there's a lot of women having sex with the.
And you see, look how the women are looking. But this is how men talk. This is how when men are in a conversation, this is how they talk, right? And a lot of times a women will view that as disrespect. But at the same time, a lot of women, y'all are not used to being around men that talk a certain type of way. We've been conditioned to where we have to tone down what we say, right? Like I said, I'm just saying, when I was coming up, man, even when I was in the military back in, I was stationed in Germany from 89 to 90, 92, right? And when we would talk, this is how we talk. And women that came around, the soldiers, the females that came around us, they weren't offended because they knew that this is how men talk. If you come around if you come around men while they're talking, this is what you're going to get. If you don't like it, leave. You know what I'm saying? But even though this is a panel show, but still, you around men. When men gather, no matter how many women are there or how many women were there before the men got there, this is how the men are going to talk. That's just how it is.
Saying, guys, you just saw Monica talk about she got her heart broke by C Murder. Bitch, you been married and done had kids by 2 different men while that man been in jail. How he break your heart? What did he do to break your heart? He didn't call you during his visitation hours? What happened? How did he break your heart when you was as free as a bird? But we don't want to talk about the shit that black women say. Just ridiculous shit.
Right.
We have a hard time dating them because they make shit difficult.
And I've noticed that as well. A lot of times women, they just say the first thing that come off the top of their dome and they don't think about how it looks or how it sounds. And like Tommy was saying, Monica has been with different guys and had kids while C Murder has been locked up. But all of a sudden, C Murder broke her heart. He broke her heart. This nigga still locked up in jail. How does he break her heart when she out here screwing Who Shot John? I'm just saying, who broke who heart? How? All of a sudden he didn't do something that you wanted him to do, and all of a sudden he broke your heart. I mean, that shit don't make no sense. But let's keep it moving.
Black women like drama and trauma. That's why this chick would get online and share that she got broke up with by C Murder.
Right.
Who shares that?
Tommy, can I ask you, just because this is my first time meeting you?
Now listen to this.
How old are you, and have you been married before?
I am 47 years old, and I've never been married.
Okay. I'm assuming you're not in a relationship.
Oh, no, I am.
Okay. How long have you been in a
There's
relationship?
a difference. Just like today, I was talking about Georgia and said Georgia should be in the
How
Final
long have you
Four.
been in a relationship, Tommy? Hold on.
I would say.
Now ask yourself, even though she don't know, Tommy, what does this have to do with what he's talking about, right? So since he's talking about this, he has to be in a relationship to know. You know what I'm saying? What does that have to do? Just listen to what he's saying. Now all of a sudden she want to dig into his background to see if he's credible enough to say what he's saying.
3 years.
Is she black?
I've almost. Huh?
Is she black?
And what does that have to do with anything?
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was talking.
So now he has to be dating a black woman in order to talk about black women. Okay. See what I mean?
Talking about the University of Georgia.
Some more black female. This is black female effery at its best.
Today. And I said, Michigan ain't that damn good. And Florida State should have been in the playoffs. And somebody said, you Georgia fans are just butthurt. And I stopped him. I said, sir, I went to Georgia Tech. I hate Georgia. The only difference is I call shit down the middle. So I love it when people, and y'all notice it's one thing that black women tend to do. No offense, ma'am. But you asked me about my life, and I didn't ask any of y'all about y'all's, and I don't give a shit. We're talking about something. If it makes sense, it makes sense. You asked me if the woman I'm with is black, because the saying I say can't be with a black woman. Well, yes, he can be. Matter of fact, a lot of times when you talk shit about roaches, you know how you know so much about roaches? Because you have them. You know why you talk a lot of shit about a lot of shit? Because you know what it's like. People who eat bologna know what the fuck it tastes like. So if you listen to them talk about it, well, it's because they've had it. So a lot of men who talk about black women in a bad way, a good way, or indifferent way, it would be some shit if I sit up here and talked about white women. Then you said, have you dated a white woman? I said, no. Well, how the fuck would I know so much about them? I would know a lot about black women because I fucked them, dated them, and fucked some of the damn Instacart drivers. I like some of them white Instacart drivers to drop their shit off and be impressed by the house, but they don't. But the black bitches, yeah, that's something. They're doing that shit. They don't look at it. Let me tell you something, ma'am. I've had more black women put their lips on my dick than they lips on my dick. That's not a lie. And I'm not the only black man that's had that happen. There's a lot of black men that's had more black women suck their dick.
Now look at how they looking. They looking like, how dare he talk like that? But this is what happened when you get around men. Y'all women got to realize some men are unfiltered, and you can't do shit about it. But listen, if you don't like it, hell, just click off, leave. But if you don't, just shut up sometimes and listen. That's all I gotta say. Sometimes you gotta shut up and listen.
Then do you have a question for us, sir, Mr. Sotomayor? You have a question for us, anyone on the panel? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is there a question that you have for us? Do you have a question for any of the women on the panel?
No, ma'am. I'm just talking.
You just want to come up here and just talk? I'm just asking. You just want to come here and just talk?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on a second, ma'am. If I pulled out my dick and start pissing, would you ask me, am I pissing?
This is what this has turned into
you
tonight.
See me pissing, so you need to be sure that I'm.
He just came up here for the dick riders to keep dick riding.
That's what it sounds like. The dick riders. I got it. Yeah, this is his community.
Let him do what he do.
Now you hear the shaming language. You hear the shaming, the guilt. You know what I'm saying? The basically the sign language. You know, she's saying now he's just on here for the dick riders. You know what I'm saying? Just because guys can relate to what another man is saying and they're not interjecting, they're just listening and laughing because the shit is funny. But now they got to be dick riders. You see the BFF? You see the black female fuckery? See? Again, keep it moving.
This is open mic night. I get it. Go ahead. You got it.
Somebody told me you had to come up here with questions, and I shut the fuck up and ask questions. Please, I don't want to be rude. Tell me what the fuck I was rude to anybody, ma'am. Please tell me. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get from black hoes.
And when Tommy came up, nobody said anything about him asking the question. He said, let me get in on the conversation. He never said he had a question for anybody.
No, up here just trying to be smart with me, and I ain't said shit to her. I've been hilarious, and you don't know nothing about it. You don't know nothing about how to make a crowd laugh and think at the same time. That's all I did. I wasn't rude to you or nobody else, but you hoes found the chance to be rude to me, and nobody else had.
I just wanted to know.
Ma'am, I was not rude. I was not rude once. If you didn't like what the fuck I was saying, you
I
should
didn't
shut
say you
the fuck
were
up. I
rude.
wasn't bothering you.
And you see how they try to disrupt the conversation?
Shut the fuck up.
Do you have any questions? I don't see none. When I see some ladies, I'll ask.
Shit, nigga, shut the fuck up.
When I see some ladies, I'll ask. I ain't gotta shut the fuck up, y'all.
See the disrespect? Nigga, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I mean, really? You see what I'm saying? It's always disrespect. A lot of times on these panels, these women would disrespect you like crazy, but then when you clap back, all of a sudden it's a problem.
I need to lose some weight.
Shut the fuck up, because you sound ignorant as hell. Only one laughing is Angry Man.
But Tommy, my question is what we gonna get out of
Angry Man laughing cause the shit fun. This shit is funny. I mean, you can't deny it.
Get out of going that way with it though.
I wasn't going that way. She came at me. The people were laughing.
She asked you because you're on the women's POV, my nigga. Like what?
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. She can ask me a question. She asked me to ask her a question, my nigga.
No, I didn't. I said, do you have a question? Like, this is
see?
Corny. I said, do you have any questions?
Right. She did.
No.
She did.
You can't
She
really
asked.
get these.
She asked Tommy if he had a question.
Dick riders to continue
Yeah.
dick riding.
And
Let
that's
them-
why
let
he's
them dick ride.
excited. Yeah, they're excited.
do
Go
that.
ahead. Let the
Let's-
dick
let's-
riders
let's
go
mute.
off.
Let's
Oh, yeah.
y'all
I'm
dick
on
ride.
mute.
See,
Go ahead, y'all.
The
I'm
first
on
thing
mute,
they
y'all.
do is turn to gay comments about black men, and y'all wonder why? Y'all wonder why?
She wanted
Y'all
to
wonder
know
why?
if you wanted
You
to
can't even
engage
get
the
respect
women
of
on
these
the
black
women's
women.
POV
You can't.
panel. That's
They
it.
can't respect
Nobody calling you gay.
themselves.
Wasn't nobody rude to you? She asked if you wanted to engage the women because you're on the women's POV panel. That's
No,
what
she
said.
didn't say it like that, and you know it. Just like how you asked me about who I'm with. That's none of your business either.
Okay,
Right.
it's clear that you don't watch
It wasn't.
that show, but that's okay.
But
I'm
I
gonna
answered
need
your
to let you
question,
go on.
didn't I?
Go on.
Very respectfully.
First of all, this Hamp show, right? If Hamp had a problem with Tommy talking or not engaging with the women, he would say so. Of course, on this panel, they have women talking to men. But like when Tommy came up, he said, well, let me get in on the conversation. He didn't say anything about asking a question. Who said that Tommy had to ask the women a question? That's what I want to know.
So let's ask a premise. So we understand Tommy's premise. How do we improve it? Whose fault is it that men aren't approaching Tommy? Is it women or is it men?
It's women. You look at it like this. If men say anything that they don't like black women, these motherfuckers become vultures. Who talks to people like that they don't know? If someone's talking, you listen. You hear
Right.
what the fuck they're thinking. You know who they are, and you don't have to even ask them a question. They'll let you know who they are, whether they're an asshole, a dick, broke, or whatever. You listen.
Right.
But there's a reason why a lot of motherfuckers don't have shit, because they don't know how to listen. And if you watch a lot of black women, they're quick to talk, but not listen. You would know everything you need to know
And these black women have proved his point.
about somebody. If they're willing to talk, sit back and listen. That woman said, are you just up here to talk? Well, that's what I was doing. You have any questions for us? I didn't ask.
Right.
Everything she asked, she already had the answer. So she was just being sarcastic, just like the other one. Is she black? Why would it matter? I don't know what anybody up here is dating and who they're dating. To talk to people is to have a level of respect. And if you have somebody up here to say to these other people, because y'all didn't do anything wrong, I'm apparently the one who did something wrong. Why did y'all become dick riders? Because y'all didn't do what they wanted you to do.
Exactly.
Let that sink in.
Now it was just apparent. It was just apparent what's happening here. It was very clear, homeboy.
That y'all
Very
were
clear.
listening to me. Y'all were dick riding. Yep, it's very clear. Dick riding. That's how
Exactly.
a female has
We
to
were
talk. ladies
listening.
and gentlemen. Your queens talk.
So because none of the brothers interjected to tell Tommy to calm down or whatever, they dick ride. Pretty much what she's saying.
Like
Didn't
this.
you
Your
want us to
queens say
listen? We were
dick
listening. We
Your
weren't dick
queens
riding.
yell out
All that
dick
fake
riding.
laughing was dick
It's
riding.
apparent.
Well, I wasn't dick
What
riding.
if it was real laughing?
The shit was funny.
Exactly. What if it was real?
I'm sorry. The shit was funny.
And how does she know who's fake laughing and who's not? You see what I mean? See some more of that BFF.
Y'all dick
What
riding.
if it was real?
It was
Actually funny.
Shit was
You weren't even like,
See, they don't even conceive that the shit was actually funny. To the women, that shit wasn't funny to them. You know what I'm saying? But because these guys were laughing, all of a sudden, oh well, you had to be fake laughing. This wasn't real. This wasn't funny. Y'all was just fake laughing. So that means dick ride.
So
that shit was funny. You know it was funny.
one of the questions that was posed, I don't know if Angry Man answered it either. I don't know if anybody who came up new answered it. Was this: men are opting to masturbate as opposed to deal with women's bullshit. To sum it up, Chaotic Truth kind of presented that argument. So even successful men, regardless of incels, are saying, "Yo, I'm a jerk off and go to work," as opposed to get a potential headache from dealing with women out here. And the women were saying that is not realistic. Was the sentiment that was taken from that.
Well, why would that not see that's another interesting double standard? Because if a woman decides to be celibate and just, have a little party with her rose or whatever, right? That's not viewed as a knock to her. But if a guy decides, oh, well, I'm gonna be celibate, I ain't dealing with these chicks, I'm gonna just jack off, then all of a sudden he becomes a loser.
He's right. And again, it's this idea of even watch how they talk to men. Women will go at a man goes back at him. What will they say? He's sassy. So what the fuck is she if she went at a man?
Masculine.
So it is strange that our women are combative when you even ask, well, what do men think? Tell them what you think. And how many times are you going to get argued at? That's why you rarely hear a man say what he really thinks, because he's just trying to smash at best. And then he moves on, because you can't have a conversation with a group of motherfuckers who are waiting to jump at the first thing they hear that they don't like. How
Facts.
can you ever hear someone?
Facts. He right. It's just like when women ask you to tell them the truth. How do I look in this outfit? Do my butt look big? Does this make me look too fat? Does this make me look too skinny or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Does this make my boobs look big? They ask you these questions, and then when you tell them the truth, they get mad. What the fuck you asked for? You know what I'm saying? Why did you ask me that question if you didn't want me to be truthful? That's why a lot of men don't tell y'all the truth, because y'all can't handle it, even though y'all say y'all want to hear it. But the minute men tell you what they think, then all of a sudden it's a problem, because what a man thinks, if it don't align with what you think he should be thinking, then it's a problem. He has to try to read your mind to know that, well, if I say it this way or if I say this, then now she gonna be mad. So now I gotta say something that I totally don't believe just so we won't have an argument. Who got time to do all that? Who has that time? I mean, that's why men check out. That's why a lot of men just come at you with, yo, let's fuck. You know, let's smash. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason. I mean, because a lot of times we can't have a simple, honest conversation with some of you women, because whatever we say, if y'all don't like it, y'all gonna have a problem with it. But don't ask for the truth then. Don't ask for men to be truthful. That's why a lot of men lie. Then y'all get mad once y'all find out he was lying. I mean, anyway it go. You know, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't.
Say something that's meaningful and from the heart if you scare them into saying what you want to hear. White people who still say nigger, they just don't say it in front of your face. Don't mean they don't like your black ass. They just figured out not to say it in person.
Right.
That's it. You haven't changed what people think because you haven't allowed them to. It's the same reason why people are afraid to say things about gays, but it don't mean that they still don't say it, that they still don't think it. You just don't want to get fired. Black women have made it to where people are afraid to speak to them because they go to Popeyes, and if you say something wrong, they're going to throw the chicken at you. If you go to this DMV, and it just think being sourpuss face all the time makes sense. You wouldn't have a panel of white women just sitting up here pissed the fuck off. I wouldn't care what I said. Just to want to be mad? Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody in the comment section said it's late. People wanted to have fun. Hell, I got a drink in my hand, laughing. I got a black bitch upstairs that just cooked and she's chilling. She don't give a fuck about what I'm saying. And if this bitch don't, why would a motherfucker I don't know be pissed? Just let that sink in. You wake up to be pissed.
Yeah. So what's going on here? So he's just gonna talk like that, and he's gonna make assumptions and throw them out there, and that's just what it's gonna be.
What assumption I made?
This is nuts. This is nuts.
What assumption I made, ma'am?
This is nuts. Just do a show with him.
What assumption did I make, ma'am? Let them know.
Why do you think someone is pissed because we're responding to you, or because we sleepy? What are you talking about,
ma'am?
I think you called us dick riders.
I always look like this.
Exactly. Just she's talking about that he made an assumption for them, but the women just made an assumption to the men by saying that they were dick riders. You see what I'm saying? That's more black female. That's the BFF. I'm telling you. They always try to twist words around. It's okay for them to make assumptions, but if you make an assumption, you wrong, right? But they just made an assumption by saying that those guys were dick riding.
Around this time, sweetheart. I always look like this around this time.
Like you just drank.
I don't give a fuck about nothing you talk about. I'm not mad. I always look like this around this time.
And you hear the disrespect? I don't give a fuck about nothing you talking about.
Trust me.
Hey,
so
is there a reply or rebuttal to what he's saying?
he's making a bunch of statements, hurling insults. He's old as fuck, and he's talking crazy.
You hear that? He's making a bunch of insults, but then you just insulted him by saying he's old as fuck. What insults did he make towards you personally? None. But you come back with a he old as fuck. So you just insulted him. You see, again, BFF.
No older men his age that would get on here and talk to a group of women like he's talking. Why is he interrupting
how
me?
ridiculous what that woman
Why
just
is he
said.
interrupting me?
He's
Tommy, let her finish the point.
How old as fuck, man?
Let her finish the point. Let her finish the point. Let her finish the point, Tommy. And then you can jump. Tell a friend. And we out.
But yeah, that shit was crazy, man. But like I said, that's the BFF that I'm talking about, right? All this time, they did not like what Tommy was saying. You know what I'm saying? No matter how he said it, they weren't gonna like it because he hit some nerves, he told some truths, and again, they was making accusations and assumptions on him, saying, you know what I'm saying? They saying that he was making accusations and assumptions on them, but they turned around and made accusations and assumptions on him and the guys on the panel saying that they were dick riding because they laughed at what Tommy was saying. So I guess since nobody interjected to tell Tommy to cool down, since they didn't do that, that means they dick ride. You see what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these panels, man. Like I said, I've noticed when I watch them, a lot of these women are rude, disrespectful, vulgar. You know, with the N word and the F, dropping F bombs, and you know, it's stupid. It's stupid. What you see what happens when they get in their feelings, when they don't like what's being said, this is how they respond. You can tell by the body language. If you look at their facial expressions, all that shows, right? But you guys, tell me what you think about this video, man. Drop some comments down below. It's your boy Jay Larone. Please be good to yourself. By all means, let's be good to one another. And if you haven't, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?